Hey, it's Jen. Today I wanted to talk about the 3 mantra cuff styles, give you a little more details about them, and also introduce new names. The first cuff I want to talk about is the For Me cuff. It's formerly called the East-West cuff. It looks like this. Let's see. And you'll notice how shiny it is. Hopefully that's in focus. And you'll see that the mantra or the word that I have on there is nourish, which this is actually my cuff for this year. The idea behind this one and what I hear people say is that when they wear it, it's facing them and that only they can read their mantra. It's not facing outwards. So I hear people say a lot, this cuff is for me. So I've renamed the cuff, which so formerly called the East-West cuff is now called the For Me cuff. And the idea is that it's sort of semi-private. It's something that's just for you, but that you're not trying to keep hidden or separate. And you'll see I'm wearing some other bracelets, but the way that it lays is it has a high point that isn't flat. That's different than the other 2 cuff styles. So it sort of will blend in with your bracelets that you might be wearing. And this is sort of an awkward angle, but from the front, you can see that you can't see anything. It's just flat and shiny. Now here's the awkward part. From the back though, you can see the mantra. And what I really like about this cuff, again, this is my cuff, so I chose this style for this year, is that I'll just sort of see it out of the corner of my eye sometimes. And I'm reminded, oh yeah, am I choosing to nourish myself in this moment? Am I choosing what is serving me, or am I caught up, busy, feeling maybe a little rushed, not taking a moment for myself? I really like that it's just for me, but that it is also something that my eye is catching. For me, it's an anchor, it's a reminder. So the next cuff I wanted to talk about is what's now called the For All cuff, and is formerly known as the North-South cuff. This is actually the first mantra cuff that I ever made. Like probably 5 years ago was the very first one. I love making these, and I've loved over the past several years, starting to expand the style and offer more options. So this one is in rose gold, and let's see if we can get it to focus. And it says margin. That's another one of my words for this year. Couldn't help myself. So you'll see that it's flat. So when you're wearing it on your wrist, that's gonna face up. So this idea for all, that everyone can see it. So you see it on my wrist, and then when you look down on my wrist, you can see it. I think this is a great style, just like if you're gonna give it as a gift or even for yourself, if it's a reminder for you, but maybe you think everyone can use this reminder. Like someone might look down at your wrist and see, oh, margin or ease. You might choose the For All cuff also if you're wanting it to be a piece that's gonna catch your eye even more frequently. Because when you look down at your wrist, it's facing up towards you. It's not something that might just catch your eye from the side. You're looking straight down on it. And I also wanted to show you that it's super lightweight. So it's really comfortable to wear. All of them are to wear, just put them on and leave them on. You can shower in them, you can sleep in them, you can exercise in them, you can garden in them. Really anything, you can wear these. These are meant to be worn and loved and to be with you every day as you go through your life, and as an anchor for you to remember, this is what's important to me right now. The third cuff is called the Hidden cuff. This is a newish style, probably within the past year, maybe 9 months or so. And the idea is that the mantra is on the inside. So you can't see it and no one else can see it. I really like the subtleness of this and also the privacy of it. If it's something that maybe you're still keeping close to your heart. And just like with the For All cuff, I'm still remembering the new names. It wears exactly the same, flat on top. And the only difference is that when you look at it, you don't see anything on the top, but you know that your message is on the inside. And I forgot to say, the word or the mantra that I put on this one is big energy. That's something that I'm working on this year too. You can see that all of these cuffs were inspired by words that I'm currently focusing on and trying to invite more of into my life. So you can see that this one with my other bracelets, it's super minimal. Again, it's lightweight, but they're really durable, so that you can wear them and they hold up really well to everyday wear. And then let's see if I can get it on here. I wanted to show you guys these hammer marks. Let's see if we can get them to catch the light. Here we go. So each of these cuffs is made entirely by hand, start to finish. I make them as the orders come in. So these aren't something that are kind of pre-made and preloaded and ready to go. And I do that for a couple reasons. The biggest one though is that I want to make it especially for you. I want to know what the mantra is going to be or the word, and I want to think about that as I'm making the cuff and kind of infuse my own energy and love and encouragement into your mantra, your word, and what you're trying to cultivate for yourself. And I think that for me, at least, these shiny hammer marks are the visual that I think of. I think of it when I see the mantra, but I also think of it when I look it down and I see that the sun or light is catching these facet marks that a hammer made, that I made with my hands. And to me, those are kind of like the physical manifestations of that energy and that care and that love that I infuse into every piece. And I hope that you'll think about that too. That when you see your cuff and you look at it and you look at all of the tiny hammer marks and you think like, wow, that's a lot of care and love. And I'm also showing up with that care and love for my intention and what is precious to me. So I wanted to talk a little bit too about the shape and how to open these. These do have a tender point in the middle at the top, and that's just the nature of metal and where pressure is applied. I think that the instinct is to bend it right here. Put your thumb on it and bend it open, and I would advise against that. The better way to do it so that you're not putting pressure on that tender point is to sort of take the sides like this and just sort of like wiggle and tug, and you'll get this open a little bit more. And if the opening is still too narrow, then brace it against your finger and work a little bit more on the side, trying to protect this tender point. So just wiggle it open a little bit and a little bit and keep trying it. And then same thing, when you put it on your wrist, don't squeeze it shut, because you're putting pressure and stress on that tender point, which is the top, middle, on all three of these. So don't put it on and then go like this. I offer when you're ordering for you to measure your wrist if you think maybe you don't fall within like the average wrist guidelines that I give, and to give me your wrist measurement so that I can make it to fit your wrist perfectly, so that there won't be a huge gap or the opening won't be too tiny for you and you'll have to open it, and so it's comfortable to wear on your wrist. So please take advantage of that. Lastly, I just wanted to show all three of them together. I put them on in order that I talked about them. So for me, for all, and hidden. And you can see, again, this one has a narrow high point on it, and the other two have a, the part is sort of flattened in the middle. One has a mantra on top, that's for all, and one has a mantra underneath that no one can see, and that's hidden. And I really loved them stacked up too, especially if you want to play with the different styles. Like maybe you have a for me, which is just the mantra that faces you, and then you add a hidden one on there so that it's like maybe a message that you're still keeping close to your heart, but also you can look down and it's blank, so that it just adds some, I don't know, a little bit of visual interest, that there's a low point, but also it carries some intention with you every day. Okay, so to recap, we went over the three mantra cuff styles: for me, for all, and hidden. We talked about how they're handmade, and each hammer mark that you see is an act of love in creating your cuff and intention and care for you. And we talked about how lightweight and durable they are, that you can wear them in the shower, when you sleep, when you exercise. And also went over a little bit of guidance about how to open them and close them, and measure your wrist if you need to. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much. It is an honor to create this work. It's just the greatest treasure in my life. Thank you.